So, Alex Jones has been telling a lot of lies far back as 2000. No, it's before 2011. Um, in 2012, when they had a mass shooting, a massacre at Sandy Hook School, he immediately called it a hoax. It was an act and everything else. So Um, so the families have been harassed by his followers, calling them liars that the kids did not die in a massacre in that school. Um, yeah, everyone knew about Sandy Hook. It's been all over the news. Not just the news, it's been everywhere. But yeah, he had his followers has been harassing them and everything else. Emotional abuse, my financial, well, not quite financial, but um, lots of distress, anxiety on the families, especially the father of a 6-year-old, where his 6-year-old died in this massacre shooting at this Sandy Hook school. Um, 20 people are suing Alex Jones of his mistreatments of them, defamation, and everything else. I'm gonna go back to his father of the 6-year-old because that stood out the most. The father had to move a few times because his followers were kept harassing him, calling him a liar. Like, this is all over the internet. Like, it's discussing what his followers were doing to these victims who lost the kids in the Sandy Hook school. It caused some of them financial stress, emotional stress, anxiety, and everything else. They can't move on because Alex Jones, um, he has done a lot of bad things, said a lot of lies about everything and anything. And this topic is about the school shootings that he supports. So, the reasons why he calls these shootings, mass shootings in schools, grocery stores, all that, a hoax because he supports part of the government of having no gun laws. He people he says that he's anti-government and everything else, but this one thing he does support the government is no gun laws. So, um, so this is topics about the schools. There's a lot of things, a lot of bad things he has done, a lot of lies that cause other issues in different areas. So I'm just going to stick with the schools. So right after the Uvold shootings, within hours, not very long, he immediately called it a hoax. Why is he calling all these massacres hoax? Because he's trying to protect the non-gun laws because there's hardly no gun laws at all in comparison to other countries that does have gun laws. Um, so and now Qanon, his buddy, has been immediately calling the Uvalde, Texas school shooting massacre a hoax now. And a lot of followers, and they have thousands of followers, are believing QAnon and Alex Jones that all these shootings are lies. It's all a hoax. It's an act. It's a setup. Everything else. And there's a lot of information on their website. One of their websites you guys probably know of is Infowars.com. And what Alex Jones is doing is very cold hearted. He is supporting more deaths of school children in the future. He doesn't want gun laws because he seems to want more kids to die. Not just kids, but everyone else to suffer and die and everything else. The way he talks, the way he thinks, the way he spreads information and everything else. I don't think he's just anti-government. I think part of him does support certain sections of the government. If you kind of like find the connections, the common denominators there. So I'll be posting one of the links, and you guys can always look up infowars.com. The website and other information is on this article I'm gonna put down in the description, and you might have a better idea why there's so many people attacking normal people having normal life. You have a better understanding what's going on and why and who. If you have the ability to break information down and find the common denominator there. So Alex Jones should be sent to prison for a very long time for the support of the death of the children and support of more deaths through school shootings. And he needs to be put behind bars. And if you guys are pro liars, support his lies, then you guys need to really rethink why. Why do you need to support his lies? Why do you have to support them when it's pretty obvious and common sense that why would anyone put an act on dead kids and everything else? There's no meaning, there's no reason behind it. And if you guys don't realize, they're thinking for yourself, like really start thinking, using this noggin right here, then you start realize that almost everything that he spew are lies, and it's all defamation. And there's two different kinds of defamation. One of them is libel. Uh, so, he is making money, spreading lies, making money, through dead kids, school shootings, and I've been thinking, it's starting to believe that he's um, a psychopath. Difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. A psychopath is born. Sociopath is the influence, what the child gone through that created that sociopath. It's been almost, I don't want to say groomed, but it's been input into the kid and everything else, and that's like a sociopath. Sociopaths are not born, and it's the dramatic life, lots like abuse, bad things happen to a kid that can cause a sociopath later in life. A psychopath is born. They have no feeling. What they do, what they say, and how much harm they do to the people. If they do it for like fame and money and everything else, and that sounds like Alex Jones, I can say he could be a psychopath or sociopath. Either way, what he's doing is very cold-hearted, no morals, no conscience, no nothing. So I believe he should be put behind jail before more kids end up dead and more harassments of future victims, not just the school shootings, but anything else when it comes to business lost because of him and his lies, because followers that he has between Qanon and him, they're pretty much the same type of people. They are going to cause financial losses and innocent normal people through their lives, emotional stress, everything else, and the support for no gun laws in the state so that he can enjoy more dead kids in the future. And he seems to get pride over that, like more dead people. Seem to be like, I think he's just a psychopath because how he thinks, what he does, and over the years, and he just doesn't care. I think he just gets a joy out of how many people he had killed and in support of all his. You guys have to like really talk to your loved ones who supports his lies and get them to think this is wrong. Like you have to like get them to really think, like it doesn't matter if we show them facts, evidence, and anything like that. Conspiracy theorists don't care about that. But you have to get them to really think about what's going on and any commonalities and anything else. Like everything makes a lot of sense when you connect the dots of who he is, what he is, and the events he made lies of and everything else. So that's going to be just about the school shooting massacres that him, Alex Jones, and QAnon supports of more shootings, massacres of kids in other public places. So he supports part of the government that doesn't want gun laws at all, and the state is one of the fewest that has no gun laws. Most countries, like well over 90% of the world, has gun laws, unlike the states. And Alex Jones is prevent any gun laws. So he is supporting that part of the government. He is he does support parts of the government. If you really look at the commonalities, and yeah, just start thinking for yourself. And he's a sick mind. He's a sick man. But I'm gonna get ready for work. So peace out. Talk to your loved ones about these type of people. Inform them. Talk to them, and everything else. Get them to think for themselves. Like care about them. So bye bye.